Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Sunday, the 24th day of January. Here we go. Well, we have been dealing with tons of snow here in this area, and maybe you have in some of your listening areas also, the blizzard of 2016. And I wanted to give you one more halacha that relates to snow. Now, the likelihood that this is going to apply to one of you is not so likely, but it's still very interesting to note. When you get new dishes, you probably know, and you've heard here on this daily Devar Halacha thing, that when you get new dishes, like bought, store-bought or something like that, that they need to be toveled, that means dipped in a mikvah, and that's something that we learn straight from the Torah, and you need to do that to your dishes before you begin using them, and that's called toveling, or dipping your dishes in the mikvah. Okay, so maybe you're guessing where I'm going with this. Sometimes when a mikvah is not available, for certain halachas there is a leniency that you could, like let's say for natilas yadayim, instead of doing the usual thing of pouring with a cup on your hands, in certain circumstances, according to certain opinions, you might be able to just dunk your hands in the snow. For natilas yadayim. I don't recommend that you do this often, but there is such talk in halacha about how it could be done in the right circumstances. Same thing with dishes, according to only some rabbis. Lots of rabbis say that it doesn't count, and even if it could count, how could you know that the flakes of the snow would get all over the dish when you dip the dish in snow? And so not a whole lot of rabbis are for it, and there's the famous opinion of Rashi who says that dishes can be dipped in snow. But even if you are dipping in snow, like the deep blizzard that's out there outside our windows here, if you were dipping inside of it, you'd have to know that the snow that you're dipping into is a continuous large amount of snow, such that it would add up to enough water that could have filled a mikvah. So how are you ever going to know when you dip your dish that the snow is getting all over every speck of the dish? When you drop it into a mikvah in a basket, the water, you know how water is, it really touches every surface area of that dish no matter what, and it might not happen in the snow. That's one thing. And B, you might not have enough snow all in one location for, it being a continuous source of water. So, yes, there is such a thing in halacha and a discussion about dipping dishes in the snow for your toiveling, but most people say that you can't really rely on it to be so certain that it's going to work. Now, there are certain dishes that don't need a tevila or a dipping min haTorah from the Torah. Their need is only rabbinic, and sometimes some rabbis say that you can relax the restrictions about not using snow for dipping dishes in the mikveh if it's a kind of dish that doesn't need a biblical dipping in the mikveh. So bottom line is, it's kind of problematic. It's a fascinating halacha that does exist, but whether you can rely on it is iffy. And so I guess I'd say get it to the mikveh when possible. If you're driving in deep, deep snow, right now where I'm talking to you from, we're not even allowed out on the roads right now. So you'd have to hold on to that dish and dip it on another day when you can get to the mikveh. And be careful because it's cold out there in dishes, mikvahs, wherever you are going. And lastly, please remember that it is going to be Tu B'Shvat starting Sunday night into Monday, and we'll hopefully give you more laws about that tomorrow. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye. Bye.